Well, hello there, Rebels fans. Did you have a nice break? I know I did. This week, the Rebels encountered a familiar face you might have seen on the big screen recently. And now, as always, I'm here to pull back the mysterious curtain of television show production to show you how it all came together. This is Rebels Recon. Embarking on a secret mission to Geonosis, the Rebels encounter Со Gherrera, who's searching for answers to what the Empire wants with the planet.
We know the Empire wiped out the entire population of this planet. We need to find out why.
Deep within the planet, the crew discovers Click-Clack, a Geonosian who may be the key the Rebels need to unlock the Empire's secrets. But when the Empire arrives, the crew must battle their way out in order to escape safely.
We still don't know what the Empire was building on Geonosis.
Maybe not, but they can't keep it hidden forever.
This week, the crew found themselves on Geonosis and encountered Со Gherrera. I sat down with cast and crew to talk about what has happened to this planet since we last saw it, what it was like bringing Со Gherrera into Rebels, and so much more. Check it out. Ghost of Geonosis is probably the most direct link between the Star Wars animated series and the films.
Yeah?
What do you think about the direction that these stories are going in the connected timeline?
For us to get to be a part of that storyline and be directly connected to the movie is just super, super cool.
It's amazing, and I am just getting more and more caught up in it. Like Rogue One, seeing Saw, having him in our show as well and tying it all together. I think that's what fans live for. I mean, me as a fan, I love seeing things where I get to put all the pieces together.
Ghost of Geonosis brings Со Gherrera into the Rebels timeline. What was the process like working on this episode while Rogue One was still in production?
We based the look of Saw on flashback Saw, and flashback Saw actually had more scenes back in the day, where we would see Saw look more like what we saw him in the trailer with completely shaved head, and that's our version of Saw.
As Saw's role in Rogue One evolved, so did our treatment of him and kind of showing where he came from. We definitely knew we wanted to plant seeds of his fanaticism, how he was this freedom fighter in the Clone Wars and dedicated to freeing his planet, but ultimately he lost. When you're continually beaten down, at some point you'll do anything to win one.
We've got a great group of collaborators here, and I talked to Gareth, and we all love working together and respect what each other's doing. Without that level of collaboration, I think respect between groups, you're never going to get, Forrest to come in and do the voice, which was a pretty automatic thing for us, and he was so willing to do it and excited.
That's awesome.
Just there adds another layer.
How do you think Saw has changed since we last saw him? He's obviously hardened quite a bit.
It's weird to say that he's regressed, but in a way he has, because he's not taking the philosophies of the Jedi and of the clone that sort of helped shape his first Force. He seems very against that now and has turned away from it.
In the development of Rogue one idea that kept surfacing was that Saw was so obsessed with whatever the Empire was doing.
Saw is looking for a way to strike back at the Empire. When he discovers that Geonosis has been wiped out, he knows that the Empire's up to something terrible, and if there's a way he can strike a blow against them, fantastic. And he really is looking to take the fight to them in a big way.
There's a deterioration of him as far as his confidence and belief in what the rebellion represents or what the rebellion's willing to do, and that they don't all agree on the dangers at hand.
In Revenge of the Sith, we see that the Death Star was being constructed over Geonosis, but in this episode, it's moved. Where did it go? When did it leave?
We knew that the Death Star would not be at Geonosis in the Rogue One storyline. And so going all the way back to season 1, we had to get the Death Star away from Geonosis. Saw not only is rooting around for information about the Death Star, he gets close. He gets close enough that it spooks some Imperials to the point where it's like, we need to move this thing to someplace that's more secure.
Probably as soon as they could get a workable hyperdrive in it, they got it away from Geonosis and then bombed the planet to destroy any evidence and any witnesses.
Exactly how much of the Death Star was designed and constructed by the Geonosians before they were wiped out?
The idea was that the Geonosians are weapons designers. They had the first feasible plans of the Death Star. What they couldn't figure out is how to get that working super laser. For whatever reason, they couldn't crack that last theoretical nut of how do we get the amount of power required out of this weapon. And that's why Krennic needs Galen. And that's what Krennic is all hot about at the beginning of Rogue One, saying, the work is stalled. I need you to come back because you can deliver something that these bugs can't.
You went to London like 6 months ago, and you've been a jerk ever since. What happened? Wait, what? So you're trying to tell me that you were the star of Rogue One? Yeah, but just because you were in a movie does not give you license to be a total jerk to everybody and trash all of our R2-D2 stuff. What is with that? What's you...
Wait, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Can you believe I have gone all year without asking the Lucasfilm Story Group's Pablo Hidalgo a single audience question yet? Well, that changes now. Resolutions, y'all. Let's go find him. Hey, Pablo. Pablo. Hey. Hi.
Hey. What's up?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I have a question for you. Yeah. Okay, so the One Wrecker wants to know, does Darth Vader have his castle during Star Wars Rebels, or did it get completed closer to Rogue One?
He does have it during the series. In fact, we've been dying to tell people about it. If you go back all the way to season 1 of Rebels, and when it ends on Mustafar, and you talk about its reputation as a place where Jedi go to die, that's what we had in mind. We knew that Vader lived there. How long he's had it, we're not going to go into that just yet, but he has had it at least as long as the series.
Exciting. Thanks, Pablo.
Mm-hmm.
Have questions about Ghosts of Geonosis or any other Rebels questions you want answered? Tweet them to @StarWars using the hashtag Rebels Recon and we'll answer what we can online. But now, since I'm in such a giving mood and you've been so patient this entire break waiting for new Rebels clips, here's an exclusive preview of our next episode, Warhead.
Possible target acquired. Proceeding to investigate.
Thanks for watching Rebels Recon. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. But in the meantime, check out the episode guide for Ghosts of Geonosis on StarWars.com on Monday. And if you're feeling generous in the new year, like the video, subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and download the Star Wars app. New year, new plugs. I'll see you guys next week.